Alright guys, welcome back to the fourth and final part for now of the jet engine project. So I've made some changes since we last talked, I guess. Basically what I did was here, turn around the camera. Alright, I changed up the spark system. I went from having a spark plug, which basically had the spark, I guess if you can imagine, like about right here on the thing, which I kind of was like, you know what, I don't think that's going to work out too well because all the fuel holes don't really start down here. So if you're blowing in air, it doesn't really make sense to have the spark above where the fuel, because the fuel's just going to get blown down into the turbo. So basically what I did was I wound up copper wire, and I put some PTFE tubing, and then I gasket sealed around it. This wire here just literally serves to hold it in place. I'm really hoping that it won't melt, because that would be kind of an issue. The PTFE, it's got a really high melting point for plastic. It's not as much as this gasket sealer stuff, but I think potentially it should be okay. And basically what that does, it extends it, so now it sparks, let's say roughly right about there. Maybe even a little bit lower, which should hopefully ignite the gas better than if it was just in the spark plug up here. Other than that, I took off the pressure gauge that was right here and kind of capped that off because I really didn't see any use for it. It wasn't really going to be useful, and so I just capped that off. And then I put the motor speed controller back in here, which this is now even messier than we last talked. Here's the motor speed controller. It really pops out. And I've got the transformer back there, and then this thing's just sitting up here now. So that's just all a mess. But yeah, it should be okay. And yeah, we'll go straight into the testing. Alright guys, it's after the test session. Unfortunately, my worst fears have come true, and the combustion chamber was definitely undersized. And so in the video you can see basically what's called flaming outward. Basically the flame just out of the jet engine. And so I have to redesign the whole combustion chamber. Basically everything from here down is perfectly fine and good, and I'm going to be able to reuse all that. Basically, the thing I have to change is the sizing of this. It's kind of hot. It's pretty warm because this is running. I need to enlarge this. It needs to be a little bit taller and a little bit wider. And I kind of knew that going in that I was going to if it didn't start, that's pretty much going to be why. Because I knew going in that it was undersized, and yeah, so that really showed. I was hoping that it would prevail and work, but I guess it didn't. So I don't know when we will pick this back up. I was trying to get a bigger combustion chamber from the beginning before all the COVID stuff happened. I actually had some sheet metal that my engineering teacher gave me. I was trying to roll it in class, but then COVID happened, and so now that stuff's locked away at school. So potentially, I mean, this is probably gonna be on hold for a couple months, unfortunately, which really sucks. But yeah, but for now, see you guys.